JJJJJJ, OPATAFUOR, JJJJJJ, OPATAFUOR, JJJJJJ, OPATAFUOR, JJJJJ.
Okay, you are highly welcome to this wonderful channel. It is Rhyme TV. Kindly subscribe if you haven't, and then click on the notification bell so that any time that we upload a new video, it will automatically alert you. Today we are taking the privilege to discuss about defiance of the divine realm. When we talk about defiance of God, it invokes a profound and a multifaceted dialogue that traverses theological, philosophical, and then existential realm. At its core, defiance of God epitomizes the quintessential struggle between infinite and the finite realm. Historically, when we talk about defiance of God, you can think about Lucifer when he had its desire for an insatiable autonomy and then supremacy. When the devil just got up one day and felt like he wanted to ascend to the zenith of heavens and then enthrone himself so that the other peers will bow to him and worship him like the divine. Sometimes certain attitude and character that we have within ourselves that goes contrary to the rules of engagement, that necessarily makes us to disrespect the Spirit of God, has led to certain unwarranted actions. Some of us, we are being lured and led astray by our fellow colleagues to whom we claim to be our friends, our brothers and sisters. We find ourselves in certain situations that we don't want. Whatever that we are doing, whatever situation that we found ourselves in, that goes against the will of God. Sometimes we didn't just enter or ended up in that situation by our own selves. We went there or into that act probably because of what our friends might have told us, what they did to us, that probably made us go into that act. When you read the book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 1 to 9, it states emphatically that there were some group of people who sat down and had it unto themselves and decided that they would decide to rebel authority, thereby going according to the will of the devil and then discrediting the voice of God. When they said to themselves that, though the Spirit of God says that He has given the earth to us, so we should stay here, enjoy life, we should honor the Spirit of God. These people decided that not. They will never comply with whatever rules that has been given unto mankind. So they will gather themselves together, honor themselves, and act in one accord by building a tower that stretch to the zenith of heaven. They want to go to heaven and live over there. You know for a fact that at this particular moment where the end has not come, it is appointed unto man to live here on earth and oblige to the rules of God. All these life experiences and the things that God has imbued within this system, He did so because of we humans. So the Spirit of God says that we should live here. But these people from Babel, they felt like they wanted to go to heaven and live over there. So the Spirit of God saw to it that these people have become unified, and every day and night they keep on building this tower. If care is not taken, they might be able to achieve their vision. So God sent his angels to come down here on earth and scatter them. He decided to throw onto these people an unknowable languages. So he got to a point when point A is speaking, point B doesn't understand, point C also doesn't understand. So they decided to part ways and put a stop to whatever that these people were doing. Likewise, we humans, when God created humans in day one, he gave us instructions, thereby telling us that we should live in the Garden of Eden. And we have rightful authorization to access every fruit over there, with the exception of one particular one sited at the eastward of Garden of Eden. But because the devil had disobeyed the Spirit of God and went contrary to the rules of engagement, he became jealous of humanity. Why? Because the devil thinks of himself that he is the first creature. So why has God rejected him? And God is always with humanity. So he decided that he will cause problem between humanity and God himself, thereby luring humans to disregard and refute the voice of God, so that God will throw humans away. By so doing, humans will become the possession of he, the devil. So he was able to manipulate schemes and tactics, and then penetrated into the Garden of Eden. He didn't go straight to Adam. He went to the woman, that is Eve, because the devil knows exactly that women are weaker vessels sometimes. So in order to get to Adam, he penetrated through the woman and got Adam to disobey the Spirit of God. And by so doing, this is how far we have been brought in life. Sometimes the sufferings we go through, it's because of certain actions which was not worth it, but yet we necessitated it in our life. Sometimes if we don't sit down and reconfigure our life and still carry out and perpetrate the same old style and a lifestyle, I'm telling you that there is nothing positive that can come our way. Many have lost it. They have lost their destiny, glory, the connections that they had with the divine. These people have lost it because they went contrary to what God told them to do. They decided to make it their portion, what we call defiance of the Lord. Sometimes what we normally think within our human conscience, there are so many people who have become so rebellious to an extent where they are not even afraid of the Spirit of God. They stand at any particular point in their life and they decide to disrespect and insult the Spirit of God. They can talk anyhow that they want. They insult the divinity. They insult the Holy Spirit. They insult the Creator himself. They do all manner of things and lambast the things of God. people who are in authority in the lives of our parent, when we disrespect and insult our parent, it's like we have disrespected the Lord God who created us. He knows the best. That is why he tried to put our parents in position so that they would teach us the ways of the Lord. Our great-grandparent mentored the life of our fathers and mothers, and they became obedient to their parent. And by becoming obedient to your parent, sometimes you thereby obey the will and the jurisdictions of God. That is why in the Bible, it is completely stated that children, obey your parent so that you may live long here on earth. Nobody bears any grudge against their parent. No matter what you came to hear, no matter what your parent have done to you, still, it doesn't give you that right. It doesn't warrant you to disrespect them, to go against their voice. I know for a fact that there are some parents who are evil. As a matter of fact, in this world, it constitutes the good and the bad. So for the fact that we have good parents out there, can also ascertain that we have bad parents here on earth. But no matter how bad our parent will be, it doesn't warrant us that permit to disrespect them, to discredit their voice. You can only discredit the voice of your parent only when what they are saying is not worth it. When your parent try to tell you to sell your body as a woman to make ends for a living, with the issues of this, you can refute their voice in your life because it doesn't tell you with the sayings of God. It goes contrary to the rules of engagement. But with the exception of this, when they tell you or advise you to refrain from any bad behavior that you have put out in the society, it is highly worth it, and we must obey it. So majority of these people, in the first place, they have lost the protections of their parent. That is why they are walking here on earth like a cock or a hen or a chick who has lost the parent. So at any point, the hawk or an eagle, the vulture or the crow can prey over their life because they don't have any parent. Sometimes watch some of these videos where a hawk will try catching the chick of a hen. Look at how this mother will try to retaliate to protect her chicks. That is how parents are. When you have not necessarily lost the protections of your parent, anywhere that you go, their spirits are with you. In fact, the protections of your parent is worth it more than anything, because the protections of your parent is of the divine. Why? Because God has instituted them in his position. So here on earth, your mom and your dad, they play a position in your life where they are the sole instructor. They guide and protect you. They are like your guardian angel here on earthly realm. So defiance of the Lord also goes against our own parent. So those people whom sometimes you can take them to these fetish priests and priestess to perform some enchantment, some magical art, some black magic to exterminate their life and its work. Sometimes these people die because they themselves, they have already disrespected their parent, and by doing so, they have created loopholes to which the devil can use to gain access to their life. So all these cataclysmic activities being carried out by the devil on the highways, premature death, those who meet their untimely death, sometimes these people, they have totally lost the protections of their parents because they disregard their parents in life. And these are many more why some people die prematurely. Sometimes we wallow through long suffering. Some people are going through a lot because they have discredited the voice of their parent. They don't have respect for their parent. They have lost it totally for an elderly person in the society. And probably because of that, they are suffering in life. They have lost the blessings of their parent. They have lost the blessings of an elderly man in the society. They are necessarily not doing anything to merit them the blessings of their parent. How many of you people have had the opportunity to receive the blessings of your own mom, to receive the blessings of your own dad? What kind of a behavior have you put on that will warrant you the blessings of your parent? The blessings of your parent is necessary, the blessings of God. Some of you people, you have not done anything. You have not honored your parent. You have not honored the elderly person in the society. You are to do something so that your parent will call you and lay their hands upon your life, so that you become a blessing unto yourself, the society at large, and your generations, the ones that are here and the ones that are yet unborn. So defiance of God, it constitutes a lot. That is why I told you that it traverses theological, philosophical, and existential realm. It goes beyond. It plays a significant role in human life. Why people have lost it is their gross disrespect and defiance of God. Defiance is not something that you can joke with it. Try and become humble. Humbling yourself under authority will prolong your life, will bring blessings upon your life. It will open gates for you when people goes and then it is not open. It will catapult you to certain dimensions in life that it will outlive you. In this life, so many people are suffering. They are suffering from chronic ailment. Sometimes all these gross disrespect of God's power, it tends to become a curse unto our lives. And some of these curses that we normally experience, or people normally pronounce or decree over our lives because of our disobedience and disrespectful character and nature, it results in chronic ailment. Sometimes you see to it that you don't feel comfortable in your system, but yet you have been to countless of hospitals, and none of these hospitals, the medical aspect who works at that place, are able to tell you exactly what you're going through, are able to tell you exactly what is wrong with you. They are not able to ascertain the reality of what you are facing. Sometimes it is highly susceptible to paranormal. They can't deduce meanings out of it. It goes beyond their strength. They can't use their normal mortal eyes to predict what is wrong with you, because it is highly spiritual. You know that the medical centers are not there to solve any spiritual problem. It is there for physical ailment. So sometimes, because of defiance of God, we can wallow through long suffering, which connotes to a chronic ailment. Some of you people, you know within yourself that you have not had any sexual affair with any woman, but yet you went to the hospital and you were declared HIV positive. You are suffering from any STIs and it has become chronic, sexually transmitted infections, and you think that maybe you only had it through the sexual intercourse that you had a couple of years or days or months or hours ago. Sometimes it's not like that. You have inflicted yourself with that diseases spiritually. Some of you people, you had dreams, and then you were receiving some injections. You were eating in that dream. When you had that dream, what were you thinking? When you woke up, when you had that dream and you woke up, what were you thinking? You thought it was a mere dream, but you never took it into consideration that it was what actually transpired or was actually going on in your life, and the Spirit of God used it as a symbolic dream to show you. So majority of you people, I know a man who has experienced stroke. Part of his body is malfunction. He can't even raise his hands. You know what actually happened to people when they have stroke? So when this man came to me, when I began praying for him, I had a revelational knowledge, and I realized that a couple of years ago, he disrespected his elderly brother, and the brother decided to lay a curse over 14 years thereabout that his end shall be pains. So for a fact that instantaneously it didn't happen, he took it for granted instead of him to render an apology so that his elderly brother will reverse whatever pronouncement that he had made over his life. He took it as a mere saying. Within the space of 14 years, the curses have come back to hit this guy. Some of you people in the early childhood, what you did to certain people, the sort of a lifestyle that you put on, how you carried yourself in the society, has led so many of you people into these problems that you find yourself. Let me tell you, life, it's not the way you think. This defiance of God, it traverses theologically, philosophically, and then existential realm. It permeates everywhere. So I am telling you that, my brother, humbleness, obedience can take you far. As a wife, when you humble and become obedient to the voice of your mom, to the voice of your dad, to the voice of your husband, it will take you a long way. You will certainly go far in life as a wife. Your home will become happy, and it will become worth of it. Some of you women, you are the sole causative agent of your own problems. You are the sole destructive weapon of your own family. Sometimes certain things you did in the past lives after you, and it will go a long way to hunt you down. Life is not the way you think. Sometimes when you do something today and you don't see the consequences of it, you think you can harm somebody, disobey the voice of God, and go away with it just like that. Just cast your eyes into the society and see these people who are arrogant and disrespectful, who always want to disobey authority. Look at how their life ends. People who are in positions, when you try to disrespect them, knowing fully well that they have not done anything to warrant such behavior of yours. Sometimes we think we can do anything and go away with it. Life is not like that. If you don't know anything in life, let me use the life of a farmer to explain life to you. The farmer goes to the farm, weed the farm, and try and put a seed in the soil, having the hope that the seed will germinate. Of course, at some reasons it germinates. Sometimes it doesn't germinate. The seed over there, it dies up in the soil. Such is life. Sometimes the effort you have put in life, it dies up. Sometimes too, it yields a positive dividend unto ourselves. And if such will happen, it depends solidly on how you carry yourself in a society. Even after the germination of the seed, the farmer had to utilize his intelligence and skills to guard the seed so that it will mature and bear fruit, or it will be matured for human consumption. So sometimes, as you've been brought into the world, you need to guard yourself, protect yourself. Sometimes you need to allow yourself to be pruned as human, because you might have bared an unwanted branches which will go a long way to have a deleterious effect in your life. So you have to allow yourself to be pruned by these elderly people who have foresight. But there are some people who normally resist what we call corrections. They don't want people to rectify them. They always want to carry out themselves with this bad attitude of theirs. Defiance of the Lord is very bad. Whatever attitude and situation, if you like talking too much, put a stop to it. If you are a thief, a disrespectful, pride and arrogant person, try and put a stop to it, because it will never take you anywhere. No rich man in the society, nobody who has a higher profile in the society would love to associate themselves with an arrogant, prideful person, because they carry those people who are well to do in the society, who can render their favors to us. These people, they have built for themselves some sort of reputations to which they would not love to allow an outsider to come and dent it, to add an ink to it and destroy the colorful life that they have. So all these guys who are on social media, these people who are on media platforms, either the radio stations, the television stations, who have become an advocate for certain political parties and politicians, just imagine how they are being treated. Sometimes they will fight for one particular kind of a politician, knowing fully well that the actions of these politicians is not worth it, but yet because they have been paid, they go along to protect them, thereby even trying to dirty the white cloth of somebody. Let me tell you, when you sell your own brother to a stranger, the stranger himself will never trust you. So the politicians are very wise and intelligent to ascertain that if you can stand on radio stations and television waves to disrespect my co-politician, then some way or the other, one day, you can stand in front of me and disrespect me when I'm not able to meet your conditions. These and many more are the reasons why when we campaign for these politicians and they get to power, they don't want to come down here and have anything to do with us. So sometimes, be very watchful with some of your sayings. Be very watchful with some of your actions and how you carry yourself in society. One day, it will go against you. Defiance of the Lord is an act which is not worth it. Please, if you are a young lady, I'm telling you that no rich man will ever go out there, struggle and toil to get money, and then come and marry a disrespectful woman, a prideful and arrogant woman. No man in his rightful senses will ever go out there, make money to come and wife you out. It doesn't work like that. So as a woman, if you will enjoy fully in your marriage, you must try to put on and cultivate a good character unto yourself. You must see to it that it's not everything that happens behind closed doors that meets the mortal eyes. A lot of things happen when it comes to what constitutes human life. Some of you people, especially women, the reason why you have remained unmarried because you have anger issues. You are pride and arrogant. You talk to men anyhow. Sometimes there are some women, when they see these guys on the street, you talk to them anyhow. When you come on social media, you talk to people anyhow. Let me tell you, rich people in a society are very observant. They can stay as very far, but yet they will be monitoring you closely. They'll be watching you from afar and see how you carry yourself, how you talk in a society. So sometimes you think you only have respect for rich men in the society. As a rich man that I am, I will see to how you treat my fellow poor man, so that one day I will use that action to advise myself and tell it to myself that if my fellow man who is poor is being maltreated in your hands, then one day when I become poor, you will also maltreat me. So rich men, they normally uses these poor people as test. They will intentionally push poor people to your way so that they will test you and see how you handle these people. If you become polite to these people, when you become gentle to these people, then they will understand that in the near future, when they become broke, you will not necessarily maltreat them. So I am telling you from today onwards that turn on a new leaf. If you are a woman and you don't respect, I pity your life and where you will end in life. Sometimes you think your father is rich, so you have everything under your control, under your feet. I'm telling you that it's not everything that revolves around success. It's not everything that money can do. So irrespective of what you are and whom you are, there is what you are and then whom you are. There are differences. What you are is what you have become, and whom you are is what you have. What you are will take you far, but not whom you are. whom you are. I am a prophet, a reverend minister of God, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, a businessman. That is whom I am. But what I've become lives within me. It's an infinite thing. You can't see, but you only experience it. My character, you can see it. You can never see character walking out there on the street. But when you get closer to me, you experience what I have become. Please, and please, be very careful how you carry yourself. Defiance of the Lord will go a long way to destroy you. Become obedient, and become obedient unto people who are in authority. The kings and queens, the leaders and religious leaders. Our parents, try and honor them. Your elderly brothers and sisters, try and honor all these people. Because any elderly man here on earth who has good character stands in as the God of this world. And by yielding and obedience to those voices, you go far in life. I am much pleased. God bless you and bless you so much.